Though.
Hey there, welcome to Stuck in Beta. My name is Greg. With me is Josh and Josh. Hey guys.
Hey Greg.
Hey Greg.
So this week's show, we're going to look at Josh's Tennessee trip recap. Other Josh went to the PGA little practice today.
Yep.
And we got some more. We're trying some Lay's chips later, and it should be a fun show. So anyway, join us at stuckinbetapodcast.com. Getting used to these new controls. We're testing out some new software to see how this works for me, and I like it. I'm wondering how our camera is doing with it. It seems a little, but you know, as long as the audio's there for the audio listeners, and but this should be streaming out to Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. So search for Stuck in Beta Podcast on all those services. I need to update a link for Twitch on our website, but once I do that,
I have never looked at Twitch.
Twitch is where all the cool kids hang out.
It
now, right?
is, and they got a really nice. I think they have got stream. I mean, it started as Justin TV. It was like one guy who wanted to record his whole entire life all day long, and then it became a network where people could get on there and stream for free. Then people started streaming video games.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
I did too.
No.
He kind of went that way.
hesitated.
Then
No. People started streaming video games, and they decided to go in that direction only, where, you know, all these video game streamers. So they formed Twitch, shut down Justin TV. Twitch has been around for quite a while now, but just, I guess within the last year, they've allowed non-video game content on there. So that's why we can be on there now.
Is it still free for everyone, or?
Yeah, and so I don't know how it works. Like, you could subscribe to our channel on there if you link your Twitch account with Amazon. If you have an Amazon Prime account and you link your Amazon Prime and you subscribe to us. I don't know if we get like some money that way, or I think you may have to be a partner or something. Still have to get in, do all of it, but
Yeah.
it's another place to find us.
We're learning, right?
We're learning. So
My only experience with it is my kids had me sign up through Facebook and then get a Twitch account so that they could get a skin for their Fortnite game.
yeah.
And then I had to remember to go back in and close those accounts, because it was like multiple Prime accounts that I had to set up.
Well, I told you I watch a lot of Mario game, like Super Mario Maker levels and stuff. People doing those. A lot of places on there to watch them. It's just wild. I don't know. It's so weird that people are making like millions of dollars. I'm seriously making millions of dollars.
How many do you think really are, though? I mean,
I think there's more than you think.
No kidding.
I agree.
I mean, like they get sponsors and stuff like that. And
yeah, my kids want to be that when they grow up.
Well, sure.
That is career day at school. Is probably, I want to be a YouTuber. You know.
Yeah,
And
video game player.
And we've been wanting to do that for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Still
gamer is actually the official title, I think, of those guys.
If only I was good at games like I used to be.
Yeah.
Now,
you need to train harder.
Now they're complicated.
They are too. I tried playing that Fortnite and I
just die.
Yeah.
That's why I like the side scroller games.
Yeah.
Those are for me.
Yeah.
So hey, both of you were gone last week.
Oh yeah, that was a.
Yeah.
Greg was flying solo last week, and I felt so bad. I got a notification that the show was going live. Actually, so I was in Tennessee, and it was getting close to showtime, and I had no idea that he was going to be alone. I thought you were here for some reason, and it was like quarter till, and we're downstairs in our cabin playing pool, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll call in or watch and see what these guys are talking about or whatever. I see Greg all alone, and he's like, well, I'm all by myself, and this is the most pathetic podcast ever, which I was thinking, there's a lot of solo podcasts.
Yeah, the content you'd have to have, though, to be able to carry
it's
that by
hard to
yourself.
do that. I mean, think of even radio personalities. They usually have some sort of like
Sidekick or something.
Howard Stern is one of the most popular, broadcasters, and he's got Robin with him, so,
and others, yeah.
and others. So he's not there alone. I mean, I guess like Rush Limbaugh, that's one that does it by himself.
Yeah.
They're probably more like political talk radio.
There's a lot of daytime sports talk shows, especially here in St. Louis on the ESPN radio, that they're like always by themselves, solo things. Could you imagine just in there talking about sports to yourself all day?
I think you need. Well, I guess if you have call-ins, then it would work.
Yeah.
But you need someone to, because it can't. Well, it's my opinion. There you go.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, last week we took a trip through Tennessee. Started out in western Tennessee at my father-in-law's house. Spent the weekend there, and then headed east and went to the Smoky Mountains for about 4 or 5 days. And it was a pretty cool trip, and I thought maybe I would take a few extra minutes than I would just to say that we went on this trip to kind of give a little bit more information, because when I came back from the trip, I was telling people at work, and a lot of people were asking me for my advice, like, do you think it's somewhere we should go? Was it a good trip? What did you do there? And I was surprised because I thought most people had already been there. So we went to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. We stayed right in between those two towns, so you've been there, right?
Yeah,
Josh?
we went like 2003.
Okay, so it's been
we
a while.
were the
ago.
trendsetter. We started
Yeah.
everybody on there.
Now that's a good way to put it. It seems to me, from my opinion, it felt very like trendy, like that whole.
It's like going to Nashville, right?
It was very commercialized. Trendy in a way that everybody wants to go there. But
Pigeon Forge is definitely the Branson of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I did not know what to expect. I didn't expect it to be that huge and that like in your face with just driving down the strip and like, I mean, it was like
the go-kart mini golf tracks, the bungee jumping,
and we got there late in the evening, I guess. It was just about dark, and it was just lit up like Vegas, I would imagine, which I've never been to Vegas, but flashing lights and everything wanting your attention. It was crazy. We were all kind of overwhelmed. We didn't expect it to be quite like that in Pigeon Forge.
Gatlinburg is more. I think that's more of a walking type area. It is not
It's kind of like old schooly.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller. Like.
And that's what. So we stopped in Pigeon Forge and got some groceries, and the guy was helping us out to our car and with the groceries, which was kind of weird. Don't usually have that happen much.
Southern hospitality.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and
I just want to make sure you weren't going to steal the cart.
and we were telling him that we were going to Gatlinburg, and telling him that we were just like so in awe of like how busy it was there in Pigeon Forge, and he's like, oh well, if you're going to Gatlinburg, I think it's more like pedestrian, more walking friendly, and it might have been somewhat, but I just felt like it was just as bustling, right, and just as huge, like these huge mobs of people just walking down the street, and it was overwhelming to us too. I mean, so I guess and it might be different times of the year, but in the dead of summer, like when we went in the middle of the week, probably a pretty big vacation season, it was extremely crowded.
Yeah, because you went last week.
Last week, yeah.
July is that big vacation month.
Yeah.
It's also getting to the end of vacation season. Probably we need to go somewhere before the kids go back to school.
And a lot of schools had, I mean, here in our area, a lot of schools had dead week last week. So
that's true, yeah.
That's why a lot of people from this area went on vacation last
What's
week.
dead week?
Where the sports teams can't practice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they usually practice over the summer, especially in July.
Yeah.
And then they'll take a week off and then get back into it at the beginning of August.
And it's like a MSHA regulation.
Yeah.
It's like you can't.
Why? Because of the weather, or?
I don't know.
I think it's just to like not overdo it.
Yeah.
Huh? Because I don't. Is that go for? I mean, I was in band, but
No, our band practiced last week and this week, so no, it does not apply to band.
It might be
So-
a safety thing. I don't know.
I mean, because if it is, I mean, we were outside marching out in the hot sun and all that, carrying big.
Band nerds are whatever. They're a dime a dozen. You can't risk that star quarterback.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's true. They're the money makers.
So we stayed in a cabin that was like in between Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and no complaints there with the cabin whatsoever. The cool thing was on the first night we got there, we're unpacking, and Lexi's bringing stuff in, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, there's a bear right outside of our cabin."
Oh, no
Cool.
kidding.
And it walked right in front of our cabin, up the street, just casually strolling, went to our neighbor's cabin, and we all walk out into the street, and we're looking at it, and, Lori's like, "Oh, get back, trying to hold the kids back and everything. And it wasn't paying any attention to us whatsoever. It was getting into the trash.
Smelling food.
Yeah. So we just sat there and watched it as it, like, started knocking over trash cans, digging through the trash, and finally found something. Actually pulled the trash can up over its head.
Wow.
It was inside this. This was like it wasn't like a baby cub, but it was not, an
Full
adult
grown.
yet.
A black bear, I
Black
guess.
bear, yeah. So it takes off down in the woods with whatever it found, and then it came back a few minutes later, did some more digging around.
Huh.
And we thought, man, we're going to see bears the whole time we're here,
Yeah.
but that was pretty much it.
I told you our bear experience,
Uh-uh.
didn't I? When we went to Gatlinburg, we would just pass through because we were going to Annette's aunt and uncle house that lived in Nashville, North Carolina. And we get to their house, and her uncle's like, you got any food in the car? Get it out, because we got bears, and we had house guests last week, and the bear came in and broke out the windows for banana peel. And I'm like, okay, are you pulling my leg on this? Are you legit? But we had like road snacks in the car, so I got all that crap out of the car. And then we had dinner, and we're sitting around just talking. The sun had gone down. I went to the bathroom, and their dog, they had a black lab. I hear their dog go apeshit crazy, like starts barking. So I come out and I look, and he's standing at the door, big glass door that goes out onto their deck. And their deck they lived on the side of a mountain, real pretty, picturesque. And there on the other side of the door is a bear.
Oh, my
Up
gosh.
on this deck that's probably 15 feet.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
air. And he has the bird feeder. Annette's aunt had forgotten to bring in the bird feeders. He has this bird feeder, and he's shaking the hell out of it because it's knocking the seeds out, and then he's eating all the seeds off the floor. So she tries to get him to leave, banging pots and pans together, trying to get him to leave, and he won't leave. He comes to the door and stands up, like full up at the door,
man.
because she's standing on this side of the door banging shit. So they call the cops. The cops, the little town they lived in, Montreat, where Billy Graham lived. Billy Graham was their neighbor. The cops, you can see the cop car come up the street with its lights on.
Yeah.
The bear sees that and it's like, oh shit, and like goes over to the rail, grabs onto the rail, flings over, hangs there for a second, and drops.
Oh my
"Let's go,"
gosh.
and takes off up the hill. The cop gets out of the car. Yeah, right, exactly. The cop gets out of the car, comes up, and what's going on? The bear wouldn't leave. Blah blah. She goes, oh yeah, I've been chasing him. He's been going around house to house to house, eating on bird feeders. I've been chasing him all night.
That's funny.
He saw me coming up the hill.
Well, I was paranoid for both of those situations that you described. One was when we were at Lori's dad's house, we happened to see this news clip of an SUV that was absolutely destroyed on the inside, and they said, and I think it happened somewhere in eastern Tennessee, they said that the bear was after a stick of gum.
Yeah.
Like, that's all that was in the car.
The slightest scent of food, and they're going.
So just like you, we had road snacks and everything else, and I was like, we have got to clear. I was paranoid. I'm like, we do not need our car destroyed, so let's get everything out. But then
You didn't have a thing of honey
Slim
on the
Jim
dashboard.
sitting on the counter.
Yeah.
But we also had to put our trash out. They had us put our trash out into a metal trash can.
You had to use 2 hands?
Well, it was out in the on the back deck, like you said, but this thing was like 20 feet off the ground. And I was like all night long, or after I put it out there, I'm thinking, man, we're going to wake up and it's going to be scattered all over the place, or we're going to hear, some bouncing around.
The town that they live in, they had to go to 2-hand operational outside trash cans. Like you have to use your foot and then throw a lever and then lift the lid. The bear figured out how to do the old
There
ones.
isn't like a pulley system to lift it up
in the tree.
In the tree, and then
the parks all have those trash cans like that. They're pretty. The kids can't even hardly figure them out. That was funny.
it's tough.
So we went to this place called Anakista. It was Anakista Mountain. I don't know if you saw that in Gatlinburg when you were out there, Greg.
No.
I'm sure it wasn't open because they said that it opened in September of last year, but this was kind of in the area where the fire was like 2 years ago, and the part that got closest to Gatlinburg.
Oh, okay, yeah.
On the strip there. And so they took this mountain that was like pretty much the whole side of it was burned. They built an amusement park there, which is really weird. And that we saw a lot of that there, which I thought was kind of strange in comparison to what we saw in Colorado, where there'd be like, you'd go up to this mountain and there'd be like a theme park at the top, or just something to do on top of a mountain, which I thought was kind of different. But anyway, this Anakista place, you ride up to the top of it like in one of those old school chair lift,
a ski lift. Yeah.
And all you have over you is like one bar that goes over.
That's safe. That's fine.
And my son Caleb is just like paranoid. I mean, he is just so scared because it takes off, and I mean, almost instantly you're like 100 feet off the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Hovering all the way up, and then it stops, and you swing back and forth. And he's like, woo, woo, woo. And finally he kind of calms down. I'm like, we're not, as long as you sit still, nothing's gonna happen. Anyway, get to the top, and there was like all kinds of like gardens, and there was a memoriam for all the fires and the fire victims and all that sort of thing.
I see zip lines it's got up there, and
so we did the zip lines, and that was so cool.
yeah,
Have you guys done that?
I've done that before. It's fun.
That was cool. It was way too expensive, $50 a person.
Oh man,
Yeah.
holy cow!
Yeah, just to get up the hill was $20
God, so
a
what
person.
that cost you?
That's
So-
like $1,200 for you.
For the 6 of us, just that day, we just to do the zip lining and just to get up to the top of the mountain was $420. And,
$420.
and then we ate lunch or dinner up there because we spent a lot of time
Oh, they
up there.
screw you. You're up there,
Yeah,
so you're like, $12.50 for a water.
Well, it was $2 for water, and of course we all needed that. But that
That's
I don't
cheap, though. I paid $8 per water. No, $4 per water today.
No, really? Well, and then the beers were like $6. It wasn't terrible, but I mean, all this stuff, it's like, man, it was like everywhere. I mean, I guess it's like that just about anywhere where it's a touristy, but it's a definite tourist trap, in my opinion. And we didn't spend enough time in the park and doing all the, the scenic stuff.
Man, they got a cool little fire pit overlooking like the mountains and stuff. It looks
Beautiful
pretty neat. Yeah.
scenery. That part was awesome, but yeah, so that was kind of our. And then the other thing was, after going to Colorado last year and staying in Estes Park, where it definitely wasn't quite as tourist, like in your face situation. The scenery, the Rocky Mountains are just amazing, and then you go to
It's a lot taller.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we got these in southern Missouri, you
But
know?
which is older?
Yeah, they really like to hype up that it's the most visited park. It's the oldest mountain range. I don't know. There's some other things, but it was cool. I would recommend that if somebody was going there, that they really like research like what are they going to do and how much money are they going to spend, because if you don't, I tried to like kind of come up with an itinerary, and it just went out the window. We just ended up winging it. And it was like, okay, well, I guess we'll do this. Everybody wants to do this, and here's, $500. And it was a lot more expensive than I thought that it would have been.
Then
just
going to the mountains would be.
Yeah, going to Tennessee.
Which was more expensive, Colorado or Tennessee?
I think Tennessee, probably.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Well, and that was brought to you by the Tennessee Tourism.
I was thinking Travelocity, but yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would go there again, but I would do it a lot smarter. And you've been to, well, I guess both of you have been to Asheville.
A long time ago, but yeah.
That's so. You don't want to bring your kids when you're. I think it's more of just.
It's not a nudie town.
No, it's not a nudie town, but there's lots of breweries. The kids are going to be bored. You know?
And we didn't do. That was the bad thing is we didn't do any of that this time. We didn't
nudie time.
Right. We didn't go to any of the whiskey or the distilleries.
You didn't even go to the one by your man.
No, we just couldn't quite get away.
There's a restaurant. The one you could.
Which one?
The Old Smoky Brewing.
Yeah, we didn't go there.
Could have got a pizza there. Yeah,
you calling you an idiot.
You could have went to Dollywood probably for the same price.
I know.
You went up, which
but that's like going to Silver Dollar City. I mean,
which is probably more fun for the kids, though. You know?
True, especially if they like rides. But Caleb doesn't like rides.
Yeah,
Man after my own heart.
So we went there knowing. Oh, and the other thing we did was whitewater rafting, which was so freaking cool.
Really? Mike is like a whitewater rafting guide, I think.
Yeah, he's asked us to come out there to go with him. Oh, and then one other thing I wanted to bring up is we one day when we were walking down the street, and this is probably what gives me kind of a bad
Somebody
taste.
said, "Are you the guy from Stuck in Beta?"
No, I wish. That would have been a lot better in the end for us. We ran into this guy who was like, "Hey, what are you guys out doing?"
No.
And we're like, "Oh, we're getting ready to go." You know, I was kind of like trying to get away from him, and Lori kind of got sucked in a little bit. No offense, Lori. And so he says,
"We'll stay for a show tonight."
Yeah, right. You want to watch a timeshare video?
Yes, that's what it was. We got totally sucked in.
Man.
He's like giving us all these discount offers and everything. So he gives us a discount on a whitewater rafting, and Lori's like, how do you do this? And he's like, well, we do have to do, we ask you to come and sit in on this presentation. And I'm like, what is this?
2 hours later,
we go. So the next morning, he promises us free breakfast, and all you have to do is listen to this presentation.
Was it Pop-Tarts?
It was crap. It was bad. It was not what he described at all. He was a good salesman. We go into this place. It was a really nice resort, but they had music blaring, and they had it down to about 55 degrees in there.
Oh, geez.
I'm not kidding. It was like everything was fine-tuned it was like psychological
warfare.
Yeah.
To make you uncomfortable. Get you, okay, whatever you want me to sign, I will sign it to get out of here. Yeah.
So they hit us with this, this long pitch and told us we'd be there for an hour and a half. It took us over 3 hours to get out of there.
Oh, my God.
We were so mad. Finally, I kept quiet. I bit my tongue pretty much the entire time. This girl did a fine job. I was trying to be respectful. She took us on a tour. They bring us back, put out this piece of paper. The guy, and then this sleazy-looking guy. I mean, total comb over, like exactly what you expect from just a cheesy car salesman kind of guy with the mustache and the really strong aftershave. I mean, he was just to a T, like what you would expect. And he first comes over and goes, "Oh my gosh, you look just like my brother. I thought that you were my brother, but he died 6 years ago. This is crazy. I can't believe you're a spitting image of my brother." And then he would carry.
Let me see a picture.
And then he says, "Oh, yeah, he died of cancer. And my wife, she just died of cancer 6 months ago. It's been kind of tough, And I'm like, why the hell are you telling us this? Anyway, he just talks and talks and talks, and he puts out this piece of paper, and I got this 2-bedroom, like you just saw, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, blah blah blah. This thing for a timeshare was $60,000.
Oh my God.
That you could stay at for 1 week per year, and a monthly cost for this was $600 with an 18% interest rate.
Holy crap!
Yeah. And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" But they wouldn't let you say no. They kept giving you offer after offer after, like 6 times. Finally, the guy left. I told the original girl, I'm like, we're not buying anything. Like we did not know what this was. My kids need to go. The kids were with us the whole time.
Oh yeah. Man.
I'm like, we came for breakfast and to save like $25 per ticket off this whitewater rafting. I'm like, we have got to get out of here.
And the coupon's probably in one of them free little things in front of every store in Gatlinburg.
Probably, yeah. Oh God, it was torture. We talked about that for like 3 days, how miserable we were, and we're like, so I just, as a public service announcement, watch out for that kind of thing, because they were rolling the people in like you would not believe. I asked the girl, I said, how many people are here? She said, this is a light day. We only have like 70. Usually we have about 150.
Wow.
So if you're on the streets in Gatlinburg, be weary of the guy who's...
It's the same in Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. People, I mean, they go, hey, you want to go to a show tonight? I got this. And you know, they're trying to get you to, yeah.
Well, and Branson on the Landing is the same way, down there at the shops.
Never sign up for win a free car type things or anything. They got your number, and now you're screwed. Rest of your life, you're screwed.
And they kept trying to pitch this thing like, they never said the word investment, but they kept describing it as like, you can't lose, like you
can't lose.
They kept
for $60,000.
Yeah, they kept coming up with all these ridiculous numbers about how much money I'm spending on this vacation. Well, yeah, I'm in Gatlinburg, which is a lot more expensive than I thought it would be. But you know, they're saying you can use it all over the world, and over the long run, you're going to save so much money by doing this, and then you can pass it down to your kids, and then it's in your family forever. But it would not make any sense whatsoever.
Wow.
And it's 1 week. You get to use this place 1 week. And I asked the girl, I said, how many people do you convert into sales? And she's like, oh, about 30%. And I'm like, I just don't believe that.
That's too high.
I would have thought like 3%.
Wow.
But
well, we're about out of time.
no, come on.
Good show,
now.
Josh.
Yeah, good show.
All right.
So, Dan, it's 18 today.
Yeah, sure
yeah,
is.
yeah. And 10 years ago, me and that Josh, we did a little free trip of getting free beer. We went everywhere we could to get free services on 888.
It was an experiment.
It was an experiment. And I don't think we have any... Well, there's very little proof of we did anything. It was going to be like a big video we made and all that. But
Yeah,
we went to the brewery, Grant's Farm, and I think... Was Jeff still... No, he couldn't have been. 10 years ago, was he still working at...
I don't remember.
We tried to get free food, too, somehow. And
Back then, we had we were a lot less honest than we are now, I would say. But we took advantage of a couple of situations.
well, they would switch out the bartender... Like, we'd get a free drink, we'd see him switch it out. Then we'd go up and get another free one.
That was at Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah.
The brewery tour. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun times. We used to be evil.
Yeah.
So,
we need to do that again sometime.
man, on Sunday night, I'm like, man, it's kind of warm in here, isn't it, Molly? It's like, yeah. And I, like, looking at the, I think it was like 82 or 83 in here. I go outside, and the unit, the AC unit, the fan isn't spinning.
Oh man.
Like, So anyway,
That's not a good feeling.
Or a good sound effect.
I'm like, luckily, Molly's dad, my father-in-law, actually works. He does HVAC. He sells like stuff for that, and he was like, "Oh, I got a blower motor in my basement. Yeah, I'll give it to you." And he goes, "And I'll hook you up so you get a capacitor for it and all that." So anyway, I take the thing apart. Ends up being a bad capacitor, so I had to go back up to the place. Luckily, there's a place in town, but you can't buy anything there unless you're
licensed.
Mm-hmm. So he was able to call up and say, "Hey," and
send my tech down there to get it.
He knows everyone, I swear, because this guy there is like, "Oh yeah, Mike used to be my boss," So anyway, I brought up the blown capacitor up there. He's like, "Oh yeah, for Mike, I'll do this for you," and he sells me a new one, which is kind of funny because you can walk in there off the street, say, "I need one of these." "I'm sorry, I can't sell it to you."
Why?
I'm like, "But I have money." No, it's so weird the way that works.
Because they want to keep the technicians in business?
I guess so, because, I guess that's the way it works. I mean, I could buy it on Amazon. It'll take a couple days,
Right.
but I'm not living without AC for a couple days when it was 100 and something. So,
Yeah.
anyway, luckily that's all it was. I was able to get that swapped out. But then that night, all of a sudden, I'm like, Molly got home. I'm like, okay, I got this fixed. We got cold.
I'm a man.
I'm like, I got cold air again. Then power goes out. I'm like, son of a bitch. I have to. So I'm like, well, the AC is not going to work now without power. And we're looking at the Ameren, the electric company in town, and they were saying, oh, power will be restored by 10:30. I'm like, it's 7. I'm like, oh, man. And luckily, it was like about 7:45. I was getting really upset. I'm like, man, this is so pissing me off. You know, it came back. I guess an animal or something, probably a squirrel,
Probably.
a transformer blew,
Or a bear.
Or bear. Could have been bear.
I don't know if it was a bear. It could have been looking for some honey up in the
Power tree.
power tree. Yeah. So anyway, there's my story of AC. Yeah, exciting.
Good story, Greg.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on the PGA Tour, huh?
Yeah, we're doing all sorts of PGA stuff. Well, not PGA. Well, yeah. Sunday, we went to Topgolf. They opened up Friday in Chesterfield Valley in St. Louis. That was quite the experience. That was pretty cool. Even non-golfers will have a lot of fun there.
So it's what I seen. It's like a giant. What do you call it?
Net, backstop, whatever.
Well, they have all driving ranges.
Driving
have those
range.
nets. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a driving range. But the difference is all of their balls are RFID tagged, and the holes have space around them up to, I would say, probably 30 feet. And they give you points for hitting it into those nets at the holes.
Oh yeah.
And they track your ball and find out how far your ball goes, blah 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 blah, and give you points. So the three of us went. They opened at, I think it was 9 o'clock. We were up there at like 8:45. Stood in line for them to open the doors. We had breakfast up there. I had French toast. Jackson had a breakfast burrito that was really good. My French toast was fine. I had a Bloody Mary. Annette had 2 Bloody
Fine.
Marys. It was a good time. We played for an hour and a half, I think. It was good. It was a lot of fun.
So can't you see up into the, like,
Huh?
From what I saw, there was like on the grass or whatever you call it. There's some windows that you can, from underneath, you can
No,
look
you
up.
don't go
and-
underneath.
You can't.
Mm-mm.
Well, then what is? Because I saw
Those are the nets that the balls go into.
those are the nets.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's 3 stories. They have 33 bays per story. So they have about they can do 100 stalls, and you can have 6 people in each stall.
Now, do you prefer a urinal or a stall?
It depends. No, it was a lot of fun. We'll definitely go back. It's
Really crowded?
No.
No.
Nope, not at all. We walked right in, got a stall. It was no big deal.
Greg likes to walk in and get a stall. He's always got.
He leaves the
stage
door open though.
Yeah.
What was I gonna
And
say? Oh, it's
Pants to the ankles.
It's open air, but they had like super strong fans going, and then in the winter they've got those infrared heat tubes, and there's 3 of them. There's no way you would get cold, so we're gonna definitely go back. We all 3 had a blast, and the pricing for their food wasn't horrible. I think my Jackson's burrito and my French toast were like $8 or $9. The Bloody Marys were like 12, but it wasn't bad at all. It was great. And then
Cool.
today, Jackson and I went to PGA Championship, the 100th PGA Championships in St. Louis at Belle Rive Country Club. And we went up today and went to the final practice round before play starts tomorrow. We left our house at 5 o'clock this morning. We were at the parking lot because they had you park in Fenton at the old Chrysler plant
Yeah,
and
there's
take
no
shuttles.
parking there. It's all shuttles.
There is absolutely no parking there. So we got to the Fenton plant about 5:45. We were on the first bus to leave at 6:20, and we were probably the first, I don't know, within the first 20 people on the course or in the grounds this morning. we had bought a flag. He got quite a few autographs, including Dustin Johnson. So it was an experience. We had to hang out at the 18th green for a while to collect autographs, and I tell you, I love crowds.
I know you do. That's your favorite.
That I had to back. He was probably 15 feet in front of me, and I couldn't see him from all the people. It was crazy. I had to back up, but it's like, imagine
you had the RFID on him though.
No,
so
I saw him. I could see him. He had his phone. I didn't care. It's like being front row or like in the pit at a concert, and they're coming down to sign autographs. It's shoulder to shoulder, stinky people everywhere, and people shoving flags in front of your face, trying to get. It was.
So does he follow golfers?
Not really, but I think he'll be following this tournament this weekend because he saw all these guys.
Right.
I mean, even the guys that we didn't like, Rory McIlroy, Justin Day, those guys, we didn't get their autographs because when they came through, we were back on a different hole, and they wouldn't sign. But
so some of them charge?
No, they.
Okay.
So I had a friend that was there Monday that got a bunch of autographs that was standing between holes, like between the green and the tee box between two holes. He said they were signing autographs there because it was a practice round. They were laid back. Well, it rained its ass off yesterday, and hardly anybody got to practice. So today they were all in a big ass hurry to get their practice rounds done because very few of these guys have actually ever played at Belle Reve. So most of the big names weren't signing on the course. They were signing at the 18th green when they were done. So that's why everybody and their dog was up at the 18th green.
They had dogs there?
Yeah.
Huh. So I have a question about autographs, okay? Like back in the day, okay, it was like it seemed kind of cool to get autographs, and it still is or whatever.
Yeah.
But now everyone has a phone with them.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to choose between getting an autograph or just like
Selfie.
a picture with your,
I think
do that? Or
yeah, there was a girl that Jackson was talking to when we were standing between 2 and 3. She was there Monday. Took selfies.
Did you get a picture with that girl?
No.
Uh-huh.
Took selfies with the players. Went, printed them out, and then was trying to get them to sign them today. Which I thought was kind of gimmicky.
I think it's probably a girl. It would be
easy. Well, kids. Those golfers, they gravitate to kids because they want that sport to grow, and that's why Jackson was up on the rail standing next to this old lady. They were more than happy to have Jackson there because that brought the golfer to them.
That's with any sport, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's go to the kids. That's for them,
Yeah,
Sign it to eBay.
when you're standing, take Disney on the most crowded time you've ever been there. It ranked up there worse than Disney crowd. It was pretty crazy. But I did have Sugar Fire for lunch. Sugar Fire was there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we got a Sugar Fire. Jackson had pulled pork and I had brisket for lunch. That was good. It was an experience, and if you consider it, because this will likely not be back in St. Louis. They had all of the championship locations from now until 2030 listed, and they're all over the country. It's unlikely that this would be back in St. Louis in our lifetime. So if you consider this one of those kind of lifetime, once in a lifetime events, it's pretty dang cool. And I don't care. I mean, 80% of the autographs that he got on his flag today were guys that probably won't make the cut by Saturday. But it's still
but
cool.
there may be the one that ends up.
Well,
being
he got
stud.
He got Dustin Johnson's autograph, and he won one of the tournaments a couple weeks ago. He's not favored to win by any stretch. McIlroy is, I think, but I mean Johnson will have a good run at it. So I mean, there's a chance he's got the winner's signature, but it's cool either way. It was definitely a neat experience.
That is cool.
And tickets for practice were like $35. So, and the cool thing, I had to buy my ticket for $35. I could have taken up to 4 kids for free. I mean, that's how much the PGA wants the sport to grow.
Kids?
I took Jackson, and we were on the way up there, and he's like, "We could have taken Caleb with us." I'm like, "Oh yeah, we could have." Well, we're sitting there having lunch, and his phone goes off, and it's his buddy Caleb, and says, "Hey, I just walked into the PGA tournament." And Jackson's like, "I'm here too. Where are you? Where are you at?" So they came down and had lunch with us for a little bit. So it was neat.
Well. Sounds like you had a good time.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah. So,
Hit the button.
Let's get to some snacks.
Cashews, almonds, macadamia nuts, lilac, pecans too, pistachios,
So, I don't know if you know this, but Lay's has a little thing out there
Tell me more.
called, well, I'll have to look at it, Taste of America. And they have, I think, 12 flavors is what I have.
Man, we
12
doing all those today?
I don't think we're going to do them all today. So there's 12 flavors. Now, here, we can only get 3 of those. Bacon-wrapped jalapeno popper, fried pickles with ranch, and West Coast truffle fries.
I'm not ashamed to say I ate a bag of the jalapeno ones the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So Molly had gotten these, and I refused to try them.
Yeah, I see that they're open.
So, well, and then I was...
So you're a liar.
So they're stale.
So we were able to get those 3, and then I came upon a spot on Amazon where it was sold out for the longest time, but now I was able to get them, so I was able to get all the flavors.
And you said it's 12?
It's a, well, let's see, 3, 4. I'm counting 12 in this bag here.
Cool.
Or in this box.
I must have an old article.
So, I don't think you want to try all 12 today.
No, that's fine.
Now we have 2 open, so we can go ahead and do these 2, but how many you want to do today? You want to do like 4, and then we can do this?
Oh my gosh, I was going to suggest 3, but...
You want to do 3?
Yeah, let's
Whatever.
do 3.
It's up to you.
Okay. You want to just draw in the box?
Oh, okay.
Well, wait a minute. Let me,
Yeah, let's do
Let me
that.
take out the 2 that are...
Well, you don't want to eat these first?
well, yeah, we'll do that, but...
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're going to take out the 2 that you already have open here.
Right.
So those 2... Maybe we'll get to a 4th one. Who knows?
All right. Who wants to draw out of the box here?
I'll do it.
Do it.
It is
Oh.
Chesapeake Bay Crab Spice.
That sounds pretty disgusting,
No, I
but...
think that's good. Crab spice is good.
Okay.
Now,
We got a beer with this.
what did you say?
Well, are we going to...
We don't have to since we already drank that one.
Yeah, we
I
drank
guess.
the one. I think...
I grabbed one. Do you need one?
No, I'm good.
Oh.
I got water.
What's this called again? Is it
Chesapeake Bay
No,
Crab
no.
Spice.
The
Taste of America.
Taste of America. Okay.
And that was because we bought these at Walmart, the jalapeno ones at Walmart.
Yeah.
And the jalapeno ones aren't listed on the back where it says try them all.
Yeah.
The jalapeno ones are not listed there.
That's
and
what
neither
it's
are
got
the
the-
truffle fries.
It's got the little...
Every site that I've been to so far has 8 flavors.
Huh.
I wonder, were these like last year's or something that won the competition of best flavor?
I don't know. These aren't...
They're not on the back of that.
What's your flavor in your hand there?
This was not.
Bacon... Well, we'll try this first since you've already had this.
Yeah, that's
Bacon-wrapped jalapeno popper.
Yeah, that's not on either one
and
of
these,
these
okay,
lists.
so another interest. These are Ruffles. This,
Yeah,
this
some-
is Ruffle.
It's a the wavy.
Whatever.
Yeah, some are wavy, some are the regular Lays. That's kind of normal. That's
Yeah.
how they do that
Is it?
every year. Yeah.
What if you don't like Ruffle, but you want to try the flavor? What if you can't eat Ruffle?
What? Who's that weird that can't?
I will guarantee you there's a listener out there that can't eat ruffled potato chips, I bet.
I don't think it's any difference. It's crinkled, right?
Yeah.
These are really good.
They're
These are
good, but I don't know
lot
that
of-
I taste much jalapeno.
Definitely a lot of bacon, I was going to
Yeah.
Lots of bacon.
And not much cream cheese.
say. That
but-
bacon flavor is
I mean,
just
they were good enough to polish a bag.
in one sitting.
No, I think 1.5. 1.5? No, it was over a couple nights.
Man, that's the bacon.
You know, I start drinking and I got to eat something.
they could call these bacon.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't taste anything else.
No.
It just tastes like bacon.
But they have those green specks all over them that
Make you think.
there's a little bit of heat there, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, heat and jalapeno flavor are two different things.
Right.
Yeah, there's a little on the back end, but
But
They're
it's
good.
heat. It's not jalapeno.
they're fine though.
But they could be called bacon, hot bacon.
So my review for these, fine.
Fine. Yeah. You know,
Uh-oh.
are there going to be any of these that we're going to be like, damn, that's a good chip?
Well, these
That
are
never happens.
yeah.
The cheese bread ones a couple of years ago were good.
Yeah, I think the ones was it last year was the biscuits and gravy, or was that a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
What, that you thought were really good?
No, that
Oh.
actually won or something, because I see them on the shelf still.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There was
Unless they're from 2 years ago.
yeah.
So next we have fried pickles with ranch.
I'm excited
This
to
sounds
try this
good.
one.
Although, my kids really like the pickle,
Juice.
the sunflower seeds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you know Sonic
Oh,
has
we
a
tried
pickle,
that on the show, didn't we?
a pickle flavored slushy now?
Oh yeah, I heard
Sounds
that.
terrible.
Yeah,
It does
does,
sound
doesn't it?
terrible. So, do you guys like fried pickles?
Uh-huh.
Fried pickles? I don't know if I've ever...
You haven't had them from like a
Oh, wait, yeah.
a
Yeah,
bar
yeah,
or
like
something?
okay, yeah.
Restaurant.
Restaurant. Yeah,
All I
do
taste
like
is
those.
dill. I mean, like, overwhelming dill.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
not very
dill.
good.
There's no tartness like a pickle should have. It just has dill.
Yeah.
It needs that kind of vinegar flavor too.
You sound like a food critic judge, like a
Well,
master chef judge.
I'm hoping to.
You're
oh,
waiting on that callback.
Yeah, exactly.
Who'd you interview with?
I don't remember.
Was Gordon
the
there?
name. No. So these,
They seem a little stale to me, but yeah, to be
Yeah,
honest.
damn it. If they weren't stale, they'd probably taste better.
we'd still have the flavor though. I don't taste any ranch.
I was
going
going to say that, yeah.
Nope. I taste dill.
It's all dill. You sprinkle dill on a chip. You have this.
What
if you
is
like
the
dill, though, if you like dill, I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that eats dill.
Yeah.
It'd be fine.
Like I said, my boys really like the dill pickle sunflower seeds. And I think they're freaking awful.
Like sour awful?
Yeah, they're sour, but they're like way more intense than this.
Really?
You could make a salt and vinegar chip.
Ugh, yeah.
Add some dill to it.
Yeah. Mhm.
It would taste a lot more
Yeah.
like a pickle
You're
than
right.
these do.
Yeah. Okay, well, so far we like we ought to keep kind of track of these.
You gotta cut the bag out and frame it on the wall here
Yeah,
for the
do
winner.
that.
Yeah.
Well,
So
lastly,
these are not our favorite.
no.
They're chips.
Maybe we have to dip them in.
It's hard to ruin
Ranch.
a chip.
Yeah.
It's hard to ruin a chip.
I like that I got these sampler sizes because
Yeah.
that way I'm not stuck with these huge bags.
Yeah.
Did you mention that these were in different areas of the country? Okay.
Yeah, so you
this would
can't
be-
get all
Welcome to
the
the show.
Rings.
You can't get these chips everywhere. Only in like certain regions. This is probably in Maine or where
East
is
Coast.
This would be the East Coast, I would
Chesapeake
imagine.
Bay's Virginia, right?
Yeah, I think so. Chesapeake Bay crab spice. So yeah, maybe we should have gone geographic with our pick of
Oh,
3
well, that
or
could have
4
been a
or
better way
whatever.
to do it.
we did a blind.
Ooh boy, these have a unique aroma.
I like if it's like a crab bake or a shrimp boil flavor. I'll like this.
So I'm not quite sure what a crab spice
Ooh, boy.
should taste
Ooh.
like.
This is good.
Should it have like a?
Ooh, that's got a weird.
Tastes like celery to me.
Tastes like it's a weird back end.
Mm-hmm.
I get your celery flavor.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
is this supposed to be like an Old Bay seasoning or something like that?
I would imagine. Yeah.
It does have that taste. You ever
A little bit of heat, not much.
like that Old Bay seasoning that you put on like a fish fry or something?
Oh, okay. I can
Shrimp
see
boil.
that.
Yeah, or shrimp or well, any kind of seafood.
Tony seasoning's another one.
Yeah.
It definitely has a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
It's a
Maybe it's an acquired taste.
lot different than I would have expected.
I would yeah.
We got cleanser palate between chips, Eric
Yeah.
says.
I don't know. That was
I
pretty
did.
wide. That was a pretty wide range there.
Yeah, it's not like
Yeah, it sure was.
It's not like we had cucumber flavor then pickle flavor.
Yeah.
Huh.
These, I actually think I like these the best
Do you?
out of the three.
See, I think I like the pickle ones the best.
These have kind of a little bit of spice and, like, I don't know, kind of peppery but salty. It's got
Do some pickle and some Chesapeake Bay.
what doing them together.
Yeah.
The bacon is definitely the easiest to eat.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But
I think the dill. I could polish a bag of those.
Really?
Oh yeah. Do you like rye bread and dill dip?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I get out of that is the dill dip.
Oh, so how's the mixture, Greg?
I'm gonna do it too.
It doesn't
Not worth
really
it.
do anything. You taste a little bit of the dill, but the crab spice kind of overpowers it.
Yeah, the crab spice needs something to kind of cut that real heavy flavor.
There you go. Mike says we need an America's Taste of America bracket. So that's
We
what
do.
Well, that's what we should do. Okay, so we'll do one more. So
Okay.
that way we can, and then next week we'll do
Man, we're gonna
another.
have to, value seal these things so they don't go stale.
We got some. I got a lot of chip clips.
Okay, all right.
He says with authority.
So we
So-
start with 4 today, 4 next week, 4 the following week, and then we have to make a decision.
Well, wait a minute. We'd have to. Okay, yeah. So we'll figure it out. Mike, that is a good idea, though.
All right, yeah, I like
Yeah,
that
we
idea.
do need to do one more though.
I like
So,
that idea.
but which is going head to head, though?
Randomize it.
How are we going to randomize?
well, the two that were open previously. That's
Okay,
Okay.
there you go. So
So-
the dill and the bacon.
dill and bacon.
I'll have to go bacon.
My vote's bacon.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter. We
bacon.
beat you. We rule you out. Okay, so bacon. Okay,
Random drawing of the next bag.
we gotta get one
You
against.
choose this one.
I'm not
Chest-
that tall.
Oh, I'm
Jesus.
sorry, buddy.
All right, what do we got? Pimento cheese. I'm gonna. Yeah, hell yeah.
This sounds good.
This sounds great. I love pimento cheese. I don't smell pimento cheese, but whatever.
Okay, so this is going against the Chesapeake Bay crab
Crab.
spice.
Yeah.
You got Greg likes crabs. Oh,
I'm looking forward to that deep dish pizza.
all right. Here we
Smells
go.
like a Cheez-It.
Yeah, it does.
Man, I had my hopes up.
I'm kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah,
I'm too.
not much flavor, huh?
No, I don't get anything. I'm getting potato chip,
You burned your palate with the
probably with the Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake, yeah.
Yeah, there's not much here, man.
Yeah, those are pretty lame.
Yeah, and that could have been so good.
I really expected it to pack a punch.
Me too. Should have known when you opened it and didn't smell.
Yeah, true.
So that means I'm gonna against that. I'm gonna pick the crab spice.
Yep, I agree.
Against pimento?
Pimento.
Definitely, I agree. That's unanimous.
So we got in the going into the quarterfinals or whatever. We got to figure out because I don't know how this is gonna work. Because usually you need.
You'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll write it
Well,
down.
Chesapeake Bay crab spice and bacon wrapped jalapeno popper are going on
To the next round.
to the next round.
Ding.
Yeah.
Sorry, I made your dogs bark.
Yeah. So, good times.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I like knowing that we have things to do on future episodes.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
Did you guys see this?
Nope.
Is it Cesar Hernandez? So he plays for the Phillies. He he bunts. Okay. Goes up there, bunts. Little blooper right, down the third base line, but the pitcher grabs it, overthrows the first base. So he runs the second, but he ends up running into. He's going on the third. The first baseman, I can't remember the right fielder. He throws it He overthrows third base. He runs in for an inside the park home run.
Really?
bunt.
It's like a little league thing, yeah.
Wow.
So the right fielder picks it up, throws it over to the third baseman's head, and he basically walks home.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that was
Yeah,
like one of the easy. I mean,
Man, that dude's fast though.
Who got the error on that then?
So that would have been the pitcher,
Was it the original
and
overthrow?
then
Dude.
that could be. You can have 2 errors on one play.
yeah, there's got to be 2 errors.
Wow. Trotting on in.
Hey, while we're on sports, which we never ever talk about on this show, did you guys hear that Rick Ankiel announced
Yeah.
that he is going
Yeah.
to try to get in baseball
Yeah,
shape?
he's like
know.
40 years old.
39.
Yeah.
So for anyone listening who's not familiar, Rick Ankiel's pretty cool story where he was a pitcher and was a huge, highly regarded prospect in the Cardinals, and then had a case of the yips where he threw the ball to the backstop. I remember watching that
Yeah.
game.
Wild pitches galore. I remember watching at Hooters with you.
Yeah, it was like 2001 or so. And then his career was terrible as a pitcher after that, and he came back as a hitter, which was great. Came back with the Cardinals, center fielder, hit 25 home runs.
Yeah, he could hit too.
Yeah, he could still throw. He had a cannon for an arm, and he could hit. Now he's been like doing,
Color announcing, right?
yeah, like
Fox
analyst, I guess,
Yeah.
pregame, postgame shows or whatever. And he went out and like pitched in this like, I don't know, college game or something, and struck the only batter that he faced out.
Yeah,
but, but he batted in the game too, and he went like 4 for 4 with like 4 RBIs or something. And he decided that he wants to give it a shot.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll see.
40 years, I mean, I don't know. I think you're going to have a hard time finding
Well,
a club.
He looks a lot younger than that. I mean, and so if he's in good shape, you know.
I mean, good pitchers can go to their mid. I mean, what was Nolan Ryan? He was like 44, 45.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's like what's his name?
there's Ricky Henderson that played till he was like 62. But
I wonder if there's a difference, like if you've taken a few years off and then come back, do you think like you've done less like physical damage to your body that you
probably.
could last longer, maybe?
well, yeah, and I know that you get into some bad habits too if you continuously play. I know this from softball, okay? It sounds silly, but like I was over swinging pitches. I mean, it's slow pitch softball. I was, I was like over swinging, trying to go, over the
Yard.
fences or whatever, I guess. And you don't play for a while, and then you go back into it, and because I was doing that all the time at bats, and I couldn't shake it. I kept doing dumb thing, and I got in. Well, I played. Actually, I'm on a team now, but our games
What?
got rained out with Molly's Bank.
Man,
So, anyway,
would have liked to have joined.
it's not my team to invite you.
Okay. All right.
So I'm sorry.
He invited me.
I did, yeah. So anyway,
say no.
I think taking that break could get rid of some bad habits. Maybe like the little things in his head that kept,
He said he still thinks he has the anxiety, but he can overcome it.
I don't know. Man, he was throwing wild pitch
Yeah.
after wild pitch.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you guys watching on TV or the streaming services? Anything fun?
I've been watching this show on Netflix that's had 2 seasons called Flaked. It's with Will Arnett.
Oh, I like Will Arnett.
I do too, and I really like it. It's kind of one of those shows where it's sort of a dramedy, I think they call it, but it's kind of like his character is one that you hate because he's such a jerk. Although he doesn't have the similar like typical Will Arnett, like he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy in it, but he does like some really dumb bad things. So like occasionally you're like, oh man, this guy's a jerk, I hate him. But then like the next scene or later in the episode or the next episode, you're like, oh, I feel bad for him. It's kind of like Breaking Bad. You know how you felt for Walter White? You
Even
loved
though
him and you hated him.
Yeah, even though he's doing such horrible things.
Yeah. So that's worth checking out.
We've been watching Below Deck on Bravo.
What is Below Deck?
It's about a yacht and the crew that works the yacht and the people that rent like do vacations, a couple day vacations on the yacht. Like to go on this yacht for 2 days is something crazy, like $200,000, and they give a tip at the end. On average, is $20,000 tip
gosh.
to the whole boat to split. That's
Wow.
pretty interesting.
Wow.
It's like real world, but it's based on a yacht.
And rich people.
Yeah,
I gave a 20% tip to my my guide on our whitewater raft.
Was that after the coupon?
No, it was before the coupon.
Oh, okay.
And it actually was a little above 20%
Oh.
because it's just rounded up
Yeah.
evenly. But yeah, he was a young kid, and I'm sure it was a nice chunk of change for him.
Yeah. So I've been watching Castle Rock. It's a show on Hulu. It's it's a J.J. Abrams and Stephen King have gotten together, and it takes place in the kind of the Stephen King universe because like the Shawshank Prison is a big kind of character in the whole show, and it's definitely like a mystery type. Almost feels. What's that one that Twin Peaks? Well, not as weird as Twin Peaks, but it's got kind of those elements of like there's a lot of weird characters in this town, and but
kind of like
it's
Festus.
yeah, it really is. But it's been a pretty interesting show, and Hulu, like a lot of their shows, they actually wait week to week to put them out instead of dumping them all at once.
Yeah.
So you gotta it's a slow burn in that
Old
way.
school.
We tried watching the new season of Orange is the New Black, and it's gone.
I did the same thing. We got about an episode in,
And I think
then
we got one and a half.
the
in.
second one I started falling asleep during, and I'm like, why am I doing this?
We were out 3 years ago when they started selling their underwear.
See, I don't know. I thought that was funny.
Have you watched all the seasons up till now?
I believe so.
For me, I'm like, it just keeps going and going and
Yeah.
going. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm watching it because I'm invested in it now. And
I'm ready to dump it, though.
I told Lori last week. In fact, we were watching the second episode. I think we turned it off, and because we like Will Arnett, we started watching Arrested Development,
Oh, I love that
which is a show I've never watched.
Oh, that show is great.
We went back to season 1, and it's weird. It's really weird to watch.
But that is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Like it's got a lot of, and I've watched it several times all the way through.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I don't have that kind of time.
The fourth season isn't that great, but
Thanks for ruining it.
anyway,
Is that the Netflix?
that's the first Netflix
Yeah.
season. But it's very, a lot of the jokes are just there. Like you don't.
Yeah,
you
they're
don't
super
get-
dry and
They're super dry, and they're like. You gotta be fast to catch them.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
pretty fun. Yeah.
I never realized that it was Ron Howard who does the
Yeah.
narrating of that. That's
Yeah.
funny.
So
I like it.
yeah, it's a good show. Better Call Saul, another great show. Just started back up last Monday, and
And it's still still the prequel to
still Breaking Bad. Yeah,
like how long can they?
it started like 6 years before that.
Was it really?
Yeah,
So is that its lifespan is 6 years?
probably something like that. I actually think I may like it better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
No kidding.
and
I
I,
think
lo-
you've- I think
and I
you've said
love
that
Breaking
before.
Bad.
Yeah.
It's different though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a I don't know. It's just a really good show. It's written really well, and I think it's definitely worth a watch. And it gets better every year. And
Yeah,
it's weird too. The character, the lawyer. Well, he's Saul Goodman. He's not even the same guy that he is in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't become that yet. So it's good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
think back to all those Mr. Show episodes, and we were sharing some of those clips of Mr. Show earlier this week.
Oh yeah, David Cross, and well, he's on Arrested Development, and Bob Odenkirk is
Yeah.
on Better Call Saul. So
Funny stuff.
Anyway, I guess we're about
We're over.
done with show. Well, I think we started a little bit late with our beer review at the beginning. Hey, Rob.
Technical difficulties.
Nice to have you. And Henry, if you're still on. I was trying to do something here. Let's see if it'll work. Dang it.
Don't forget to drop that tip.
Drop what tip?
Well, give us a tip.
Oh, that's what you're that's what you're trying to say.
If you found our tips useful.
So anyway, go to stuckinbetapodcast.com. There we go. I got it up. Rate, review, and subscribe on all the services, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and the thousands of other social networks. If you go to stuckinbetapodcast.com, you can find where we are located. And all our stuff is right there. Yep.
Good show, guys.
Good show. We'll see you next week.